Advisory Council. Good morning, everyone. Sorry to be late.
More seconds.
We have maybe Violet. Are you doing roll call?
That's going to be me today. Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
All right.
Okay. Hi, everybody. For roll call today, we have myself, Violet Plummer, Andrew Chorney, Dylan Jakes, Eric Dixon, Jackson Lee, Jason Emery, Kyla Leonards, Lisa Biskevich, and Mel Fisher, all virtual over Teams. And in 206, looks like we have Alice and Franz, Commissioners Vero and Slotnick, and John Hart. Did I miss anybody?
No, thank you.
Okay, you bet.
Only public comment on items not on the agenda. Don't hear or see anything. So consent agenda, we have 6 items. Does anything need to be pulled out and discussed separately?
Bunch of CAF contracts.
An employment agreement.
What's an FNP?
A finance nurse practitioner?
Family nurse.
Oh, family nurse practitioner.
Solo RSID. ARPA funding going to the low.
Contract with Hope, Rescue Mission,
It's all good stuff.
contract with Guernsey Harvest. That's all CAF stuff. Great, okay,
We went through
yeah.
intensively. I would gladly move we approve the consent agenda.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any further discussion? Sorry, now all in favor, aye. John Hart. Take it away.
Good morning, Commissioners. What I have for you this morning is a mutual settlement agreement and release. This arises out of a lawsuit that has recently been settled as recently as September 1st. And the lawsuit involved claims that a young girl and her parents brought against Missoula County and other defendants arising out of the girls coming out of a carnival ride during our Western Montana Fair in 2018. Like I said, those claims have been settled at a settlement conference on September 1st. Commissioner Slotnick was at that settlement conference. This release, however, does not involve the plaintiff. This release is a release between the defendants and third-party defendants. And those parties, just for the record, Missoula County was a defendant in the lawsuit, along with North Star Amusements. North Star Amusements was the entity that owned and operated the carnival in 2018. And during the course of litigation, North Star Amusement then brought third-party claims against an entity called LJM and Associates. LJM is a ride inspection company out of Florida who had done, or a representative of the company had done an inspection of the carnival ride at issue within 2 weeks of the Western Montana Fair. And then the second third-party defendant is an entity called ARM USA, and they are the entity that actually manufactured the carnival ride. So this release is between those 4 entities, and it is simply each entity, including Missoula County, is releasing any and all claims that they might have against each other. There was not necessarily directed towards Missoula County, but there was a lot of finger pointing during the course of litigation between the carnival operator, the carnival ride manufacturer, and the company that did carnival ride inspections. But to the extent that anybody has claims against Missoula County, this document will protect us going forward. And I'm happy to answer any questions, but my recommendation is that the commission authorize the chair to execute this mutual settlement agreement and release.
After
Okay,
being
Doug.
part of that in September, I remember it well, and would move that the board approve the chair to enter into the mutual settlement agreement.
Second, any further discussion? Comments? Okay, hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, and thanks for making that so straightforward.
Thank you very much.
I feel like it ended well.
Eric Dixon. Do we misspell license?
I fear so.
Okay,
It does.
that
Oh, we
is a word
did.
that's hard for me to.
There's an S
spell.
in there.
Yeah.
Spelled right the second time.
We didn't misspell. I misspelled.
Okay.
A good catch. Thank you. That's good to see. So, this is in reference to our pit site at the old Sealy gravel pit between Placid Lake and Sealy. So that pit site that we've had for years, we've exhausted the source, but we are in reclamation status for most of it. And so this agreement was always kind of confusing. We've been working with the DNRC for the past several months about a lot of lease sites and right-of-way issues up in Sealy. And this June, we met with them on site, and they pointed out the fact that this license that we still have really isn't active for us anymore. If I can share, I'll share my screen here and show you where we're talking about. So this is the parent parcel that the DNRC owns. And of course, in the middle of that is where we have our reclaimed gravel pit, and this license is for the south half of this site. We used to have a storage facility there, just a covered storage for a loader and some materials, and we used to have stockpiles on that portion of the lot. But since then, everything has moved to the north half, where we are still active with DEQ. So the DNRC suggested that we could terminate this lease or license, as they call it. We just renewed it for a 10-year term last March, and it costs us $2,800 per year. But we don't use it, and they don't know what they want to use it for in their long-term management plan. So they suggested that we terminate the license, put it back in their control, and they can then manage that site as they see fit. And with that active pit site, when our reclamation is complete as far as DEQ is concerned, then we can pursue a new license for just a stockpile area on the that flat surface of the pit where the stockpile currently is. So right now we have a stockpile area within the DEQ site that is fine to be there. When that is gone, we'll work directly with the DNRC for our long-term stockpile use. So the short of it is that this 1.5 acres on the south half of the pit, we don't use anymore, so we don't see the need to continue an agreement with it and to pay for occupancy each year.
Who does the reclamation of that south section?
We will. This area right here has already been reclaimed, and I don't know if we did this. I don't know if this site historically has been used by multiple contractors for Highway 83 work. I don't know when exactly we moved in or what shape the pit was in when we got there. But like I said, this area has been reclaimed. The building that was here has been removed. We have a utility pole that we need to remove, and then do some minimal surface regrading and put a gate out here at this entrance to keep people out of the south half of the parcel. So we'll do that work hopefully within the next few weeks here while we still have time this fall. Otherwise, we'd try to get it in really early in the spring if we can beat weather. But up in Sealy, that's always a challenge. But we'd like to have this terminated by the end of the current annual lease agreement, which would be the end of February.
Great. Any further comments or?
I think this is a great thing to do. I would, we move, number 2. We'll save this.
Save Public Works $2,800.
Save that $2,800.
Okay. Second, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thanks so much, Eric.
Thank you.
Lisa Biskevich.
Good afternoon or good morning, commissioners. Thanks for having me. I'm here today to present the Buckle Up Montana Grant Award from MDT, the Montana Department of Transportation. And so I'm here just to share a little bit more about that contract, and that provides support for our traffic safety coordinator, which is Steve Schmidt. I think most of you know him. And this supports 20 hours of his FTE, so 0.5 FTE. And really the focus of this grant is for him to continue to build out and support the Drive Safe Missoula website, which I hope that you've all visited. He does an excellent job there, posting minutes and promoting events around our community, especially when it comes to child passenger safety car seat events. We just had one in September where on the same day as homecoming parade or homecoming game, we checked 30 car seats, which is a record for us. So super excited. And we do a lot of that in partnership with Safe Kits Missoula. Kevy Berger runs that operation, and then with our fire departments too. We have a lot of trained people that are trained as national child safety check people. So he does an excellent job, and he also sits on the Montana Comprehensive Highway Safety Plan. And he's right now at the annual transportation meeting with MDT to talk about the work and collaborate with his partners across the state. And next year, Steve's going to travel and present at the National Lifesavers Conference in Seattle, Washington, and present on Drive Safe Missoula and getting the word out about the positive social norming around buckling up. So he does really excellent work in our community. And so I'm here to present the contract, which is in our federal fiscal year, October 1 through September 30th. For, I think it's $48,874.50. So do you have any
I'm a huge
questions?
Steve Schmidt fan.
Yeah,
I can't
right.
say enough great things about him in the community. Like you said, we're
fair.
so lucky to have him here. He's amazing.
And
I would
yeah,
move to approve the chair to sign the contract.
And his work is amazing,
And
not
his
just.
work's amazing.
This is-
did you visit with him at the fair by chance?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
and he chatted with ranch staff at the fair too, and yep, and he cruises around on, what are those things called with one wheel? Not a
It's
unicycle.
actually called a unicycle, but it's what they call an electric unicycle, and he looks like a superhero because he's
Yes.
all in leather and he's got his ski goggles on, and he lives out on Mullen Road and he rides through traffic. It goes like 45 miles an hour.
The thing that looks like a
So-
skateboard with
Well,
one
with
wheel in the
one
middle.
wheel, and he's like
Yeah.
flying
How
and
do the
like
brakes
all
work
these
on that?
just leaning. You would really
Yeah.
enjoy it.
You lean it, you can put the brake on.
Yeah.
It's
It looks
pretty
You hit a
terrifying.
bump, you just,
It looks terrifying. And
no seatbelt.
There's
Yeah.
no seatbelt on those, but he has all of his motorcycle gear, so he's very cautious. But it's his love. It's his love. A
Yeah.
joy.
So I moved to,
okay,
have the
second, any further comments or discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thanks,
Thank
Lisa.
you, and thank you all for pronouncing my last name correctly. That just like makes my heart melt, quite honestly.
Oh. Well, thank you for saying that. I'll probably mess it up next time.
No pressure, really. Well, have a beautiful day. Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
Katie.
And then Chris Lansbury just joins us. Jackson Lee.
Yeah, good morning, commissioners. So I'm here to present matching grant updates. We had a chance this past year to work with the Parks and Trails Advisory Board on some updates that we think will continue to improve what's a great community program. The Parks and Trails Matching Grant Program allocates $50,000 annually to community-driven capital improvement projects. And we're focused on creating and enhancing public recreation facilities within Missoula County, but outside the city limits. And over a 40-year span of grant activity, awards have now exceeded $1 million with projects throughout Missoula County's rural communities. And so in an effort to continue to, bolster the resiliency of this program and drive it forward, as we've noted, recreation trends over the past 40 years have certainly changed, and PTL program operations have as well. So we think we've come up with some updates here that will keep pace with these changes while also addressing program accessibility, project eligibility, and capital improvement needs within the county park system as well. And dependent on your approval today, the call for applications for this program goes out tomorrow.
Are you going to talk about your side hustle as a playground contractor?
Yeah, I should look at that as a side hustle. Very good point.
This is, jumping the gun. I'm excited about this.
Oh,
How do
yeah,
you
I
feel about it?
really appreciated the update yesterday, and this is a great program, and excited to see it continue. So I'd move that we approve the updates and revisions to the Parks and Trails Matching Grant Program.
Any further discussion or comments? I second that. All in favor? Aye.
Right.
Thanks, Jackson.
Yeah, thank you, commissioners.
Correspondence? Discussion items?
Martin has his hand up.
Oh, sorry, didn't see that. Martin, go ahead, sorry.
Hey, good morning. Before you all end your meeting here, just wanted to follow up with you guys regarding or given the city council's meeting yesterday on the outdoor, the temporary camp over this, what's it called?
At Buckhouse?
For the ACS?
Yes, thank you. The ACS. I have too many acronyms in my head. The ACS closing, and one of the council members asked or voiced concern if that would lead to a resurgence in illegal camping. And I'm just wondering your thoughts on the county's front on that level with the ACS closing. Could that lead to a return of the illegal camping?
Martin, my understanding is that the ACS is going to close as winter shelter is opening. So yes. There's another place for people to be, for the same folks to be. So it's just a different place, but the same population would be able to be housed in that new space. So the only way they would go camping is if they made that choice. And given that we have a place for people to be, we can enforce illegal camping on public land.
Okay.
It'd be one thing if ACS was closing and that was it.
And there's no more.
But ACS is closing and simultaneously winter shelter is opening, which is warmer. It's winter shelter. It's heated.
Right. Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.